You know, son, people think I learned English from a teacher or from a book or a course, but I didn't. I learned it from a man I barely knew, a stranger in a uniform, who said morning every day. A bus driver who gave me more than just a ride. It was 1973. I had just arrived in Birmingham. Cold, gray skies, buildings that all looked the same, and a language I couldn't understand. Not a single word. I had a job in a steel factory on the edge of town. To get there, I had to take the number 9 bus. Same route every day, same faces, same silence. Except for the driver. He was a big man, white hair under his cap, always chewing something. He'd look at every passenger and say, "Morning," loud, bright, like it mattered. The first time he said it to me, I just nodded. I didn't know what it meant. I went home that night and asked someone at the factory. They told me it just means hello. So the next morning, I practiced in my head over and over, morning, morning, morning. When I stepped onto the bus and he said it again, "Morning, mate," I said it back, quietly, but I said it. He grinned, and just like that, the silence cracked. Over the weeks, he started asking little questions. What's in the tiffin today? Long shift? Rain's a pain, eh? I didn't always understand. Sometimes I smiled and nodded, pretending I did. Other times I went home and looked up words. That bus became my classroom. His accent, thick and fast, was my first lesson in real English, not the textbook kind, but the kind people actually use. One day, I dropped my fare on the floor, coins scattered. I panicked. People behind me were waiting, but he said, "Take your time, mate, no rush." And he waited. Another day, I sneezed and he said, "Bless you." I didn't know what it meant. I thought maybe I did something wrong. But later, I learned it was a kind thing, a caring thing. That man, he didn't just drive a bus, he drove me toward confidence. After 6 months of small conversations, I started speaking more at work. I asked questions. I understood jokes. One of the supervisors noticed and offered me a better position just because I could understand instructions better. English gave me a voice, and it all started with one man who didn't ignore me. One evening, I stayed late at work and missed my usual bus. The next morning, when I got on, the driver said, "Didn't see you last night. Thought I lost my best student." We both laughed. That day, when the route ended, he invited me to tea. We sat on a bench, had 2 cups, and talked like friends. He told me, "You're braver than most blokes I know. New country, no language, long hours, and still smiling." I told him, "I learned to smile from you." Years later, I met a young man on a train from Pakistan. He looked scared, lost, just like I once did. I sat beside him, said, "Morning," and when he looked confused, I smiled, because I remembered how it started for me.
好吧，相同。
Sometimes the people who change your life don't wear capes. Sometimes they just wear a bus driver's hat. You don't always need a classroom to learn something valuable. Sometimes you just need kindness and a chance to speak. If this story reminded you of someone who helped you, reach out, say thank you, because the small things, they last the longest. If you want to hear more stories like this from a man who lived them, subscribe to Echoes from Grandpa.
扣押看中盡講做
I've got many more to tell. Some will make you laugh, some will make you cry, all of them will make you remember. Until next time, son, speak kindly, listen carefully, and never forget those who helped you find your voice.